Today's session is the second session for the prior programming experience track. We have conducted one session yesterday also, but due to the lack of time, we were unable to complete some of the stuffs yesterday. So we are continuing that yesterday's session today only, so that we can cover all the remaining stuffs, because we have started building an app called About Me app. We were designing the UI of the app, but due to some lack of the time, we were unable to design it yesterday. The backend part was remaining because we have designed some of the UI, and some UI was also left. So today we will cover all of those stuffs, and today also we will work on the backend part of the tab. We'll work on the main activity.kt file. Yesterday we worked on the activity main.xml file for that. That is the layout file of the app. So yeah, so let us start now. Is my screen visible to all of you? Can you please confirm in the chat section? Okay, great. Yeah, okay. So let's close this and let's go to this. Yeah, so yesterday we worked on the activity main.xml file. We designed the UI of our app. So I have made some changes because uh, so today's time can also be left. So I will explain the changes that I've done. So the first of all, like we created our first text view, that is the name of that person, that's about which the app is created. We have created that name, the text view, so that the name of that person can be written there. And then we have given the edit text view. What is the edit text view? Text view. In this text view, we can edit the text. We can write our own text, our text manually, our customized text here. And after writing this, the person has to, yeah, or the user have to click the done button. And after clicking the done button, that like the text that we have written in the edit text view, like where it is written, what is your nickname? And after clicking the done button, that text will be shown there, and the done button will be not visible after clicking it. And after that, we created one scroll view, like in which we like put some text here, and we want this to be scroll, like whenever we scroll down to it, the text should scroll. So we added one scroll view also. So that was all that we designed. But yesterday what we are doing, like uh, we haven't like styled anything. So I created one like dimensions.xml file. Let me show you this. Yeah, so I created one like dimensions.xml file. So what it does, it in like whenever we pass this like dimensions.xml parameters, all these parameters to any view, what it will do, it will like change the text size to 20 scalable pixels. It is SP unit. It is called scalable pixels, and it will give a small padding of 8 dp, like independent pixels. And the third one, I have given the dimensions of layout margin. We want some margin from the like circumference of the perimeter. So we want some margin it for the view. So we have given this 16 dp, so that we have to write it only once. And whenever we call this dimensions .xml file, then all of these stuffs will be like executed for that view. So let's move to this activity.main XML file. So what I did, like here you can see, no, not after that, after this dimensions.xml, I created one styles.xml file, so that we want to like style our text. We want to like change the font size of that text, change the color of that text, and like some layout margin also. So I created one styles.xml file so that the text should be like visible uh, in a cool manner. Okay, not like anything we have written, but it should look cool. Okay, so what I did here, I created one styles.xml and given the name of that style called name style here. And after that, I gave one margin from the top, like whenever the any view is inserted inside the app. So as this is the linear layout, linear vertical layout, so every view is like below one of the like every view is like above or like below the another view. Okay, so it is aligned like in a linear way, in a vertically manner. Okay, so I have given some margin from the top. So this margin is like defined through this dimension layout margin, because we have created one dimensions file also. So like where it is, yeah, dimensions.xml. So here in the styles.xml, the margin top, it will call the dimensions file. In dimensions file, it will call layout margin. So here in the dimension file, you can say that layout margin is this, and it is defined as 16 dp here. So it will uh, fill this space with 16 dp, 16 dp space. And then we also have created here the font family, because we want some style in our text. We don't want to be in a simple manner. So I have created the font family to be Roboto. So we have like uh, changes to Roboto font family. And we have also given the padding top. So we have also extracted this padding top from the dimension file that we have created. It is called small padding. So in the dimension file, we have created one small padding of 8 dp. So we have called this small padding from this dimensions.xml, and in the styles.xml, we have created this padding. And one more thing we have done, that is the text color. We have changed the text color to the black, because at some point many of the text view were of like grayish color, so we want it to be black. So we changed it to the black color. And the final thing, we increased the text size of the text size of the text that are inside the text views. So we change it to the text size, and it is defined in the dimensions.xml, and it is like 20 sp. So these are the changes that I made so that we can easily do things today. So let's see in the main activity.xml file. So here in every text view or any edit text view or in any button, you can see like edit text view, I have given the style equal to style name dot style name style, that's the name of our styles.xml, so that the text inside this can be styled in this manner that we have defined here. Okay. Similarly, for this text view also, we have given the style of like it is called name style. Same for this text view, means like for every text view we have given the style, so that it can be like shown in a good manner, in a cool manner. We have given some margins, we have given some styles in the font, so like our app looks cool. That's why our app will look like this after applying the styles to our app. So this is the UI that we have created till now. Now what we want is to work on the backend part. Means like whenever we write something in this edit text view, where it is like what is your nickname, and we fill it with our text, like we fill it with Harry, and click with the done button. So what it will do, Harry will be written here, and then button will vanish from here, and only Harry will be visible here. So for that, we have to work on the backend part, because it is not the part of UI. It has to perform some action after being clicked. So we have to do some codes in the main activity.kt, because for the layout thing, we consider this activity main.xml, and for this like functioning part, we refer to this main activity.kt file. So Let us start with this file. So here it is main activity file, and here the main function is like called on create function. It is the same function as the main function. So it's the second name for the main function. So let us start. So first of all, what we want that if whatever text is written here, it should be passed to a, like, we created one hidden text view, right? A text view is hidden below this edit text view. We haven't shown it here in the UI because what we want, whenever a text is written in this edit text view, after clicking the done button, this text should be transferred to this hidden text view, and after clicking the done button, this hidden text view should be visible, and this edit text view should be should get vanished. Okay, so whatever we write in this edit text view, it would be transferred to this hidden text view that we created yesterday. This is called nickname underscore text. It is the hidden text view. And after that, after clicking the done button, this edit text view, what this is called, the edit text view we created, this is called nickname edit text view. It will get vanished, and this hidden text view, that is nickname text, it will be shown after clicking the done button. So this is the like basic understanding of what we are going to do. So let's keep working on that. So this is the main function, that is called the on create function here. So first of all, what we have to do is like to create one binding object. Means what is binding? Like in the earlier sessions, what we were doing, like to find any of the view inside the app, we were using find view by ID. It is one of the uh, features of this Android Studio and this Kotlin programming language, that whenever we want to find any view inside the the UI of the app, we use find view by ID because every view has an ID. So through that ID, find view by ID function finds that ID so that we can perform actions on that. But this this method is a lot time taking, because for every view you have to keep one ID, and or and when you want to you want some functions to be executed with that view, so what you have to do, you have to call again and again with this find view by ID. So you have to do a lot of work, because for each view there is a separate find view by ID, there is a separate ID, so you have to use find view by ID again and again for each view. So here the concept of binding object comes into play. It is called data binding. So what it does, the data binding keeps the track of all the views simultaneously. Okay, it can keep the track of all the views present in your app simultaneously, and it will generate that whenever we want some actions to be done in a in like any of the view, what it will do, it will refer to that view because it has reference to all the views, no? So it can refer easily to that view and perform the actions. Okay, so first of all, we will create one binding object here. So how we will create it in the on create function, that is main function. We will create one binding object, and first of all we have to create a binding object. So how we will define this? We will define this this binding object is a variable object, right? So we will use the value of this binding is gonna change along with the code. So I have told you in the earlier sessions that VAR is used when the variable is going to be changed anytime on the code, and VAL is the keyword that is for the fixed variables. Like we don't want to change it anywhere, so we will use the VAR keyword here inside this, and after that we will work on the on create functions. So first of all, let us create that binding object. So the the way to create that binding object is like, first of all, we want it to be private, right? So we'll write private. This object should be private. This variable should be private, and then we want it to be like let init, so that it can be initialized anytime in the app. And what we want is to create the binding variable. We have used the var, and we want it to be binding. We have called it binding. Yeah. And then what we want is to like how should we like define that this is a binding of binding variable. So what we have to do, we have to write here activity main binding. Yeah. So here we have defined this variable called binding, and it refers to the activity main binding. So it will keep the track of all the views inside your app, and whenever we want some actions to be performed uh, in your app, so it will refer to this binding variable, and then the action will be performed. Okay, so now we have to work on this on create function, because this is the main function. We have created the variable. Now we want to work on this function. So what we want to do now, we want to uh, like uh, means like whenever this binding of means variable gets some information from the user, like the user has collect some of the view, then this binding thing has to do some functions at that time. Okay, so at this time what we should do, because it is written set content view only, it is not linked with the binding variable that we have created. So we will link it with the binding variable. So how we will link it, let's because we have created one binding object called binding, we will write binding here and equal to, and how we will link it. So we will like there's some function called data binding util. It is written, it will be here, data, but it is not here. Yeah, it is there. So we have linked this with this binding variable that we have created, so that whenever user enters the app, so this binding variable can know that this user is like using the app and perform the actions whenever it needed. And how it will judge that user is entering the app, and how it will perform actions, we have to like give it the instance of that activity here. Okay, so the instance of that activity that the user is doing is given by a like operator, or you can say keyword called this. Like this operator refers to the activity, you can say your activity, like whatever activity is done by the user, that this keyword will create the instance of this activity, and it will pass this the instance to this binding variable, and it the binding variable will it will let know the binding variable that it has to do some function. What it have to do, we will decide in the later part of the code. So now we have set the platform that the binding variable will know that something needs to be done, because the user has entered the UI of that app. So now what we want to create some actions here. So here in the activity main.xml file, we can see this is the edit text view. The user what will, whenever he or she enters that app, opens that app, he or she will see that editable text view is present there, and he or she have to write something in that space. So first of all, he will she will add some text inside that. So first we have to create a function for that. We can create a function of adding the nickname and write the proper code there, like whatever things are going to be executed after that. So let us first create one function called add nickname here, so that whenever persons write some text inside that view, so that this function can be called, and something can be done that is inside that function, and we can get the output according to that. So we will create one function called that is called add nickname. So let us create this function. It should be private, because you can make it private because this is inside the main class. This is main activity class, so that this, if we make this private, then only this class can inherit this or use this function. So let's make it private first. It is private, and we will create one function called add nickname with the fun keyword, and we will create one function called add nickname. So we have created one function, and we want some arguments to this function. So we want to give some arguments. So what type of argument it will get? It will get an argument of a view. Okay, so whenever a view is clicked, the view will go to this function. It will execute this function. So it needs one argument. So we will give one argument to this as one view. It can be any view. So we will define this view. What is this? What is its type? We have defined this argument, and we also need to write its type. So it is a type of view here. Okay. So yeah, we have written this. Now we want to like add the things inside this function so that this function can be executed. Okay, so what we need to do here, uh, whenever the person has clicked this editable text view, so the binding variable that we have created has to perform some task. Okay, so what task it should uh, perform, we will write this here. So let us write this first binding variable, and what it has to do, it has to apply some task, and like we have what it has to apply, we will write it in this braces. So what it has to do, first of all, it has to like give this means like whatever is written inside this view, it has to transfer this text to the hidden text view. Okay, first of all, what is given to this editable text view, it should transfer this text to that that hidden text view. Okay, because after that, after clicking the done button, this text view should be visible and this done button should be vanished. Okay, so first of all, we want to transfer this text written in this editable text view to this hidden text view. Okay, so let us do this. So how we will do it is, so first of all, we will write this text. What is its name? Its name is like nickname text here. We'll write this here, nickname text. Yeah. So nickname text. So like we want its text to be as equal to the text written in the editable text. So we will find its text. So this dot text. Yeah. Its text is now accessible. So what it should contain, it should contain the text of the editable text view. So the what is the editable text view? It is we have named it nickname edit. Let's write here nickname edit dot text, and we want to be at in the string form, so we will write it to be as toString. Okay, so we have transferred this editable text view to the hidden text view. Now what we want to this editable text view to be gone after clicking the done button. So after, so that this text view should not be visible, this editable text view should not be visible after clicking the done button. Okay, so we want this text editable text view to be gone. Okay, so we will define its visibility to be gone after transferring its text to the hidden text view. Okay, so what we will do, we will define its visibility to be gone. So nickname edit dot visibility, yeah, dot visibility equal to, and we have given this it is a type of view, so we will access it through the view argument. We'll write it as view. Okay, view dot gone. So this gone is the thing. It will vanish this editable text view so that it will not be visible after giving its text to the hidden text view. Okay, so it is gone now. Now what we also want that done button to be gone, its visibility to be gone. Okay, so the done button is defined as like done and this done button. So let's also vanish this. So first of all, what we will do, done button dot visibility is equal to view dot gone. Yeah, so the done the visibility of done button is also gone, and what we want, the hidden text view to be visible now, because we have vanished the editable text view and we have transferred its text to the hidden view. Now what we want that hidden text view to be visible now. So how we will do that? We will make that hidden text view visible. Nickname.text.visibility dot visibility equal to view dot, we want it to be visible, so we will make it visible. So it is, its visibility is now visible, means it is now visible. Okay, so we have created the add nickname function. Okay, so whenever we click on the edit text view and write something, it will uh, add the nickname, and now the edit text view will be gone, the done button will be gone, and the hidden text view will be visible now. Now what we want to, like whenever the person again wants to update that name, if we create only this function, so what it will do, the person will open the app, write something on the nickname section and click the done button. So it is only usable once. So if the person again wants to change that name, so how he or she will do that? So we will create another function for that also, so that the user can update the name even after clicking the done button. Okay, so whenever it will click on that text view that is visible now, then again that edit text view should be visible at that time, and again the user can put some text inside that and can again click the done button, and again the hidden text view should be visible at that time. So let's create another function that is called update nickname, so that user can update his or her nickname after uh, like uh, after giving the nickname once. So let's create another uh, function called update nickname. This function will be one keyword, and we'll create one function called update nickname. And we again want some arguments here. We'll give some arguments here, and it is a type of view. We'll write here view. Okay, so we want to create this. Now again we will access this binding variable that we created, and sorry, binding dot apply, because it will apply some functions here. Yeah, and yeah, now we want some more functions to be done after the user click on that text view to update his or her nickname. So now what we want to be editable text view to be visible now. The user has clicked that view, the visible view, but because some text should be written there at that time, because the user has clicked the done button, some text is written there. So when the user will again click that text, we want now that that editable text view should be visible. So now what we will do, we will make the editable text view visible now. So how we will do that? Nickname edit dot visibility to be visible now. view dot visible. Yeah, so it is visible now. Now we want the done button to be again visible. So we will do this also now. Done button dot visibility equal to view dot visible. Yeah, so it is again visible, and now we want that text that is written now to be hidden so that the user can edit that nickname. So now we will hide this text view that is already present there. So how we will hide this? We will find this view here, nickname text dot visibility is equal to view dot gone. So its visibility is gone now. Okay, so we have created some functions and now we want to execute that. So how we will execute that? We will go to the main function here. That is the onCreate function. We will write some code here to call these functions so that whenever these functions are called, so lines of code can be executed and whatever we want to do should be done there. So now we want to call that add nickname function first because the user wants to add something to that. Okay, so how we will do? We will find the done button first. The user has entered some text in the editable text view. Now the user wants to click the done button and the text should be visible on the screen. So first of all, we will find the done button here. So the binding variable here done button. Yeah, well, we have find the done button and we want this button to perform some task. So how it will perform the task? It will perform the task through the set on click listener. We have discussed it about this function set on click listener. It listens to the like any activity and performs the set of functions written inside that functions, like whatever things are written inside that function, it will execute all of them inside it. So how we'll do that? We will call the add nickname function here. You can see that it is a type of keyword it is created. It will what it will do. It will refer to that function, and we have to give this argument to this function so that it can refer that view whenever that view is called, like whenever this done button is clicked. So we will call this function first. We will call this add nickname function. We will give one argument called it. So because it is like by it is created by default. Okay, it is the it keyword refers to that function, refers to that view, and performs that function whenever this like view needs some activity to be done. Okay, so now we have done this uh, the part of this done button. Now we want to do something for like whenever the user clicks to update the nickname. Okay, so we have to do something for that also. So now what we will do, we will access the binding object. We will access the nickname text view so that whenever the object clicks, whenever the user clicks that view, so that and after that again uh, the text to be edited should be visible. You know, editable text view should be visible. After that we will access that nickname text variable, nickname text view here, and we will again set it on click listener. We want this thing to perform that some function here, set on click listener. Yeah, this is yeah. Again, now we will call the update nickname function here. At this update nickname, I will give the argument it with IT. Okay, so we have done all the backend part here. So this is the whole backend part that we created, and these are the libraries. Means like you have to like do some changes in your Android Studio so that I have done some changes. You will get this thing to like whenever you add any kind of things that is not a part of any of the library that is written by default. then it will automatically import that library, because this binding library is not imported at the first instance. So whenever we create this binding object, it automatically imported the data binding library. So there's a setting, you will find how to make this setting in the Android Studio Gems track. So don't you need to worry for that. Okay, so we have created the backend part, we have created the front end part. Now what we want is to execute it. So how can we execute it? We have one emulator. There's an emulator we have created. We can use any of the emulator. So you can create any emulator through the AVD manager. So let's, for now, we should create, and you can use any of the emulator. Let's use this and run this app. Okay, this is not here. Okay, first of all, Gradle is building here. Let's make it, means our code is compiling here, whatever we have written. It will take some like 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, the Gradle building is finished. So yes, I have seen some doubts. So Pragati have asked her that app was crashing when I tried to run the layout. Okay, so the app will crash without the backend part. So you have to create the backend part first to run that app. Without this backend part, it will crash definitely. Okay, because this we have used this linear layout thing, and for this we have to add the backend part also to be like working in your Android device. Whenever you install this app in your phone, then you should write this backend part also. Then after that your app will run. And another thing, like data binding thing is not working. So for that data binding thing, what you have to do, you have to go to this build Gradle. This is the file of build Gradle, and here what you have to do, you have to create this means like whatever you call it, this function here, build features, and you have to write this data binding as true. Whenever you will write this, the data binding thing that you're getting the error, it will get okay. So you have to do this thing, build features, and inside that data binding true you have to write, and after that the error will be gone. Okay, so we have like the Gradle has been build has been finished. So let's run this now. Okay, like some software is missing from my laptop. Okay, okay, I have deleted something. So okay, it will not run in my laptop because my emulator has some problems. Okay, so yeah, but like it will run whenever you will try to run in your PCs, because it has my laptop has some problems with the emulator. Some files has been missing of that emulator, so I can't show it to you right now. But whenever you will run that app, it will definitely run. Whenever you will write something in this editable text view and click the done button, that text will be visible here. And whenever you click that view again, that a visible view, then again this editable text view will be visible along with this done button. We have created the UI of this app, so you can see like we can also scroll down to this whatever text is written inside it. So we can also scroll this inside our app. So we have learned about the scrollable view, so that we can scroll this. We have added the done button, we have added this nickname text view, added this editable text view, and we have written this text view first. So this was all about creating that app, the thing that was remaining yesterday. We have completed this today. So that was all for this session. what we have done today. It is all about the prior programming experience track. We have done, we have developed one app. The rest of the things you have to do it by yourself. You can do it by yourself and ask me anytime if you have any doubt. Like you can ping me on LinkedIn, or you can like find me on LinkedIn and you can ask your doubts there, and I will answer that. Okay, so for now we will like rest this session, and now if you have any doubts, any questions, you can ask me. Let's